Welcome to another edition of the Prince George's County Public Schools Update. I'm Grant Kittelson. For many under the age of 30, they most closely relate the Titanic to the movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio. As Dave Zarin found out, a group of our students recently on a field trip got to combine Hollywood with reality.
Bearing flowers and dressed solemnly for the occasion, 24 students from Heather Hills Elementary School in Bowie paid homage recently at the Titanic Memorial on Washington's southwest waterfront. Having spent the entire school year immersed in study of the 100th anniversary of the Titanic sinking, the children stood beneath the 13-foot-tall granite statue that honors the men who gave their lives so that women and children on the ill-fated ship could survive, and reflected on the human tragedy that touches us to this day. You all brought these flowers. Why'd you do that?
Because we wanted to remember all the men on the Titanic that tried to save the women and children.
Were there any women or children who went down with the ship, or was it all the adult men?
No, the women and children went down in third class because they didn't have, they had gates that wouldn't let them up to the deck. Our teacher, Mr. Ethers, told us to wear something like you're going to a funeral because this is like a funeral for the Titanic.
Did the captain eventually go down with the ship?
Yes.
He did, yeah. Tell me about the man. What kind of guy was he?
He was a great captain for many ships before, and he loved the ship, so he had to go down with it, and that's how he lost his life.
I was hoping that just by examining, an epical event in history, a disaster, that maybe they could learn about our culture, about our history. We did poetry about it. We did biography. We studied a novel, art. We were doing a play. So I tried to tie everything together into kind of an integrated theme.
Standing alongside the Washington Channel and wistfully gazing at ships doing what Titanic was meant to do, some students reenacted the classic bow scene from the movie Titanic, a film that has lessons even for the very young. Did you watch the movie?
Actually, I've seen it about 4 or 5 times.
Wow, what's your favorite part of the movie?
Well, when Jack was trying to save Rose's life.
It was very noble, and he was very courageous, wasn't he?
Yes.
Do you think you would have done the same thing?
Well, if it's from somebody I love, I think I would.
Understanding courage, chivalry, and devotion. All Titanic lessons still being taught and remembered today.
The movie Titanic and Whitehall Elementary School have something in common. They both received prestigious awards. Here's Dave again with an extended celebration for those that helped Whitehall reach new heights.
Trends, you need to be a trendsetter. Looking like everybody, you can do better. Get your own style, homie, you can do better.
Setting trends and becoming a trend is what Whitehall Elementary School in Bowie is all about these days. As one of just 6 elite blue ribbon schools in the state of Maryland, academic leadership and celebrations of the same are becoming a much appreciated habit.
The whole idea was to make sure that the community really understood what a big deal it is that Whitehall is one of 6 blue ribbon schools in the state of Maryland.
While the first Blue Ribbon Pep Rally featured plenty of wildly enthusiastic and occasionally jitterbugging students, the second, with its speeches, presentation of plaques, and display of the Blue Ribbon banner itself, was a tribute to the parents of Whitehall's wonderful scholars.
Our PTA, our Parent Teacher Association, is huge. We have about 50% of our student body here. The parents are members. We do fundraisers, but not just fundraising. Our money goes back to the kids.
I love when I come here and how the teachers are patrolling the hallways, and everyone just seems to be a good influence to the students. I love how the teachers they care about the students. You can tell that they really care about the students. So that's why we really love Whitehall.
A lot of my colleagues are from Virginia, so I hear a lot of things about the Virginia schools, and I'm always cheering for PG County. I'm like, it's a great county. You have to give it a chance. Look beyond things that you've heard or things of the past. It's doing great things, and I'm proud of it.
pride in a job well done and excitement over candidacy for a national blue ribbon, and thus perhaps another pep rally in the fall, can make for a lot of pressure. So it is refreshing to hear that the high-achieving students at Whitehall are, amid all the hoopla, still just kids at heart. What do you like about this school?
Recess.
Recess, yeah?
The latest edition of the Science Bowl began back in October, with each team taking part in the middle and elementary school divisions, hoping to be crowned champion of 2011-2012.
Scientists and mathematicians every year celebrate Pi Day, P-I, on what very appropriate day? Liam?
March 14th.
March 14th, 3.14 pi, and with that we come to the end of the game, and we have a middle school champion.
In the middle school finals, Martin Luther King Jr., whose team had been together since elementary school, scored the school's third county championship with a win over Stephen Decatur. They last won the title back in 2005. The elementary school finals came down to the newcomers of Cora Rice, who were making their first ever appearance in the championship game against University Park, who had won 4 previous titles. University Park's experience proved to be too much, as their 5th Science Bowl championship makes them the winningest elementary school in the 26-year history of the Science Bowl. Congratulations to all the winners and runners-up for their dazzling display of scientific literacy. That's going to do it for this edition of the PGCPS Update. For Dave Zarin, I'm Grant Kittelson. Take care, everybody.